like history, physics, math, biology, accounting. We teach you a bit of anything. Then, yeah, when you go to university, yourself, you decide which career you want to do. So take it seriously. It's an international course, international certificate. You can get it. You can get a job anywhere in this world. It's well recognized. Cisco is a very great. It's a very great company. So we started with the introduction to PC, the PC component, if you want to, and other stuff. So what is very, very important, I'm going to, if I go away, if I go in this here, I go to learning, what is that essential? Essential, yeah. So today is the last chapter for networking. As you chapter 1 to 4, it was PC engineering. Chapter 5 and 6 is networking. In fact, it's introduction to networking. We try to give you as much info as we can shortly for you to get prepared for the next course that is called Cisco Certified Network Associate or Cisco CCNA. And after that, we're going to study a bit laptops, mobile devices, printers, and other stuff. So we finish with networking today. It's very important. There are a lot of stuff there. So I'll try to give you what is the most important. So I'm going to log on my NetAcad. Sorry, so your NetAcad is your best friend. As I told you, try to study at least 2 hours per day. And after this course, you can still access your course, your NetAcad. You can still access your chapters for 2 extra months. So for students who register for CCNA, I'll increase to 6 months. Yeah, so that we have more time to study. Yeah. So NetAcad, we are here at Essentials. We are class for what is no no no, it's not here. So congratulations for students who finished chapter 5. Well done. So other students who didn't do chapter 5, please do it quickly. So how many students? We have 33 students. That's very good. We still have half of the class still not done. So please do them, because now, after this course, you have chapter 6 and the checkpoint. So please study, push, make your own summaries, your own notes. Prepare yourself for job interview or for your own career, you see. For marks, if you study, you pass, but get ready. Show people that you know IT. So if you go to chapter 6, oh, I want down again. Okay, let's go down. Chapter 6 is here, applied networking. So always when you open your chapter, please take time to read the introduction, because it will explain to you why you need to study this chapter. It's very, very important. Like here, you learn about how to configure network interface card. So we did study that a network, it's a collection of items that are interconnected and will communicate between themselves. So to communicate, you need a network interface card. Network interface card. We need a network interface card. So, okay, let's take this guy. So if you're using a PC, you'll see that, you'll see that you have on the port side a place where you can insert your network cable. Network cable, network cable. You see this one. So you take one end here, you plug to a PC or your laptop, and the other one is automatically connected to a switch, so that your PC is connected to a switch for you to communicate. So to plug this one, it's RJ45, as you know. And yeah, you plug it in your network interface card. If you don't have a network interface card, you cannot communicate to the network. So any laptops, any PCs, they are all integrated. You can also buy them separately and put in your system. So this guy is like a SIM card. We need a number because each device should be identified. Like human beings, we have our own passport, own IDs. So we need a unique number. So that unique number is called IPv4. IPv4. It's called IPv4. I'm going to show you. This is an example. 192. So it's 4 blocks. It will be 4 blocks. 1 block dot another dot another dot another. For example, my number is 081 7080. Okay, yeah. So if you have a South African number, it should be something like that. So the first 3 should identify the ISP, like Vodacom or Telcom or. So each block has a meaning. For us, we don't know, but at least with the first 3, we know if you're Cell C or MTN or what. So for cell phone numbers, we have 3 blocks. You see, here, here, and here. Then you have what else? So this is how a PC or any IT device will get identified. It will get 4 blocks. First block, dot, another one, dot, another one, dot, another one. It should not be bigger than 255. The value should be 0, between 0 and 255, maximum 255. Same thing if you have a South African ID number. South African ID, meaning if you have South African ID, it has a meaning. If I go to image, and I take this one, I zoom in. Each block has a number, has a meaning. For example, the first 6 blocks is for your date of birth. Then after that, the next four digits, it's for something, for your gender. After that, you have a citizenship, if you're a citizen or not citizen. So this is how a South African, so any numbers or any blocks is well organized. So we'll see that, yeah, we'll see that we have, so to identify a network interface card, we can get IPv4 or IPv6. So we're going to study that. So very important to read the introduction. It will explain why you need and what are you going to learn. Very, very important. Even if the chapter is too long, focus on the introduction and also the summary, the conclusion, what you learn here. See. Then you can do your quiz, and when you do your quiz, you see a question that is very important. Take notes and write it down, make your own notes. Like me, I always do, you see. I make my nice summary. So here I said, for example, any device in the network need 2 addresses. Any device in a network needs 2 addresses. The first address, the first address is called the physical address. I think we did that. And the second address is the logical address. So the physical address or the MAC address can never be changed. It's for life. But the logical address can be changed. It's like your cell phone number. You can change your cell phone number the way you want. But the physical address, it's like the serial number. Can never change. So any device needs these 2 addresses. So the first address will be used by the switch. Will be used by the switch. And the second one will be used by the router. Will be used by the router. That's why we need 2 addresses. So I'm going to check my network interface card. So if you want to view, you tap here in the search box CMD, Charlie, Mike, Delta. Also, as a network engineer, you should know the international alphabet. International alphabet. Good meaning. Yeah. Try to add anything. Yeah. So this one, it's very important for you to know. You want it or not, it's compulsory. It's for IT. I was working for AT&T. AT&T is like a telecom for America. They had an office here in Johannesburg. I was working for them. And when we had to assist the client, we need to know this one. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. It's compulsory for you to know. So that's a good news for you. We continue. So you focus also on the summary, the conclusion, then you do your quiz. It's not for grading, it's just to do revisions. And if you see something very important you didn't understand, you take notes, make your own summary, like me, I do here. So any device, so if I use mine CMD, Charlie, Mike, Delta, I open. If I want to view information on my network interface card, I type ipconfig /all. You see, this one, you cannot say you study IT and you don't know it. Please, you must know it. So ipconfig /all is a command to view information about your network interface card. In fact, I'm going to, so anytime something is very important, I'll put in the WhatsApp group so that you what you should know. You should know after chapter 6. 1. Why a device needs an IP, an IP address. What is the command recommended to view information about your NIC? NIC stands for Network Interface Card. NIC stands for IP config/all. Then you press enter. You'll see all network interface you have on your PC. First thing first, I have Windows IP configuration. It's general info about my laptop. You leave it. Then you'll see Ethernet adapter. If you're using a network cable, you go to Ethernet adapter. You'll get your information, some information here. And you can also come here and you'll see physical address or my MAC address. You'll also see IPv4 address or logical address. Question number 3 for your, I'm putting in the WhatsApp group. What are the two addresses device in a network? A device in a network what are the two addresses? Need to have. Okay. So the two addresses, we have a physical address or MAC address that will be used by the switch. Are we still there? Okay. Then we also need a IPv4. As I said, this one is just an introduction to the Cisco CCNA. There we go deeper. We do labs. We use routers, switches, equipment. We do properly because we get paid a lot. So you need more knowledge, more skills, more stuff. So physical address or logic or MAC address that will be used by the switch. Why the switch? Because if I go to my packet tracer is a tool or a software we use for simulation, network simulation. We are going to use that at the CCNA level. So these two addresses are very important. These two addresses are very important. So you should know. You should also know ipconfig/all. Now that I'm here, I'm at home. I'm not using my network cable. I'm using Wi-Fi. Then you go down and you should see, wireless LAN adapter, you see. So anything you see wireless, I have only one. You see here, I have some info here, it's fine. I have also another wireless. Okay, this one is if I go somewhere, for example, to Scalabrini, the information about the Wi-Fi or Scalabrini will be here. If I'm at home, you see here, wireless LAN, Wi-Fi, I'm at home here. These are the information. I still have my physical address. So inside my laptop, I have a Wi-Fi interface card. So remember, if you use a network, if you're in a company and you want to use a cable, you need this. If you want to use Wi-Fi, you also need a wireless interface card. It's something, something like that. wireless interface card. So in the old, this one normally it's for PCs. You buy and you put in your PC, but in the laptops, it's always it already there. It's a small one. It's a smaller one. So if you have a PC, you can buy this one and you plug in your motherboard in the expansion slot. But for laptops, it's integrated already. So because I have a network interface card, I can communicate via the Wi-Fi. And this is the MAC address of my network interface, my wireless interface card, IPv4 or logical address. And I have my physical address or the MAC address. When you go to job interview, these are some questions they ask. What is the difference between a logical address and a physical address? So you should know. So if I use a PC, and I put my switch, we're going to build a small network. You see, internet. And this guy, the router will go to the internet, And have another laptop there, another PC here, and we are connected to a switch. So when people they go to office, they only see PCs, printers, but in the background, we are all connected to a switch, and we switch to a router, then we go to the internet. So at the switch level, we're going to use the MAC address or the physical address. And at the router, we're going to use the IP address or the logical address. That's why we need these two in each device. Who want to log on? So you are here, any physical address, physical address, or MAC address used by the switch. And you'll need also a logical address or IP address used by the router. Here I say used, but normally it's not used. It's processed by the router. But this one is a CCN11. So any device, we need these two addresses. Without, if one is missing, you cannot communicate on the internet. Because when your data will reach the switch will need your physical to see where do you come from, where do you want to go. Then it's going to process. When your packet or your data will reach the router will check the IP address. Where do you come from? Where do you want to go? See, if one is missing, you cannot communicate. So very important to know that. What else we can learn in? So for logical address or IP address, we have two types: IPv4 and IPv6. You can yourself type it, or a device called what? A DHCP. So IPv4 here manually assign or via DHCP. We did the DHCP last time, dynamic host Dynamic host, you can Google it again. DHCP control protocol, let's check. The configuration protocol, dynamic host configuration protocol. So it's a device that will automatically assign IP addresses to all the PCs. So I'm going to put E1 here for you. You see, I can say here DHCP server. So it's a device also in IT that will be responsible to assign automatically IP addresses to the devices. When you power on your PC, you need an IP. It's going to say, hey guys, I need an IP. What is the DHCP server? And your request will come here and say, okay. If you're contacting me, it means you need an IP. This is one for you. I think we did that already. So you can yourself manually add static. I can say 192.168.20.1 subnet mask. I can myself manually see static or via DHCP. To auto, you see now here is requesting a IP. So he is requesting IP from the DHCP server. So as a IT technician, you should know these basics, but we go deeper at the CCNA level. What else you should know? Page 43. So what I'm teaching you here normally is a CCNA 1, the very first part of CCNA. So here we go deeper, page 43. So when you have an IP address, you have how it's organized. You have one portion for the network that you identify in which class you belong to or in which office, and you have a portion for the host. Don't spend too much time here. We'll study that deeper at the session. But for you guys to understand, when you have an IP address, we have two portions. See? Same thing for South African ID. What is it? It's well organized. The first 6 digits are for date of birth, what is for that, you see, citizenship. The same thing for IP addresses, the first 3 blocks, or you have a network portion. If you're using, and also for IP addresses, we have 3 classes. If you're using class A, the first block is for the network, and the last 3 blocks is for the host. As I said, it's just for you to have an idea, not to know deeper. Deeper is CCNA. Class B, the first 2 blocks will represent your office or your office ID, your office number, and the last 2 blocks will be assigned to people. And if you're using a class C, like here, the first 3 blocks will identify your network or your office number or your classroom number, and the last part for the host, like student IT office 1 for employee number 1, IT office 2 for employee number 2, IT office. So that if I come and I see your ID, IT office, you belong to IT office, and what's your number, you see. So this is how it's organized. 43. So I'm trying to make it very simple for you guys, so that so you should know the difference here, the 2 type of IP addresses. So guys, what we're doing is extremely important. So please take it seriously, I'm telling you. So I'm going to ask another question in your WhatsApp. What are the two types of IP? What are the two types of IP? You know, with two types of IP. Now, for IPv4, how many classes do we have? One day I was sending a message to my manager. So instead of saying classes, I forgot to add C and L. So it was us. Yo, he was laughing like, say, oh, sorry, manager. Sorry. I made a mistake. I should add CL, not S. Yeah. So for IPv4, so we have two types of IP, IPv4 and IPv6. I'll explain. And for IPv4, we have class A, B, and C. So to assign IP to people, you can assign manually and the IP manually. And, yeah. What are the two ways a device can get an IP address? So you can assign yourself manually or dynamically. Also, we have what you call public and private IP addresses. So as I say, don't spend too much time. Watch the video again. It's just to give you an idea. If you want to become network technician, it's compulsory to know that. Even not deeper, but at least to have a basic understanding, it's fine. Question number 7, what is the difference between private IP and public? So when you have an IP address, we have what you call public IP. That number can go to the internet. And if you use a private, we cannot go to the internet. It's not routable. The router will not deal with private IP, but it will deal with public. Then other information, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I think now at a later stage, how to know that this IP is a class A. The first block, you see here, class A. The first block is between 0 and 126. How to know that an IP is a class B? You see here, class B. The first block is between 128 and 191. How to know that an IP is a class C? The first block, you see here, is between 192 and 163. So you can check that in 1 minute, a few seconds, and we continue. Okay. So yeah, for now, it's just to get to know about that. Now, how to know this address is a public address, class. No, this one is private. How will you know that this address is public or private? See, if it's a class A, it starts with 10. If it's a class B, it starts with 172.16. If it's a class C. So all these, it's not in one day you know. I know it takes time. If I say it takes time, you get deeper knowledge, you read it many times, you study many times, then your brain gets used to, or your mind or your brain. Okay, sorry, I'm my friend speaking. I can make some mistakes. So all these, you'll see them in your NetAcad. So if I go in your NetAcad and go to device here, network addressing, and you have a video that explains what is a MAC address. The same thing I explained to you. You have a nice video explaining that. I'm using my wireless, my Wi-Fi. This is my physical address or MAC address. So in this video, we will explain more. So it's very good to watch it. Then also, what is IPv4 or logical address? You have another video explaining properly. The same thing I did now. So IPv6, so IPv4 is almost finished. More devices need more addresses. So IPv4 is almost finished. So we created a new way of IP addresses. I'm going to show you a new way of doing IP addresses. And that new way is called IPv6. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show an example of IPv6. Where is that guy? So IT Essentials, it's like we are doing matric, and CCN, it's like you're doing a bachelor. This is how things are organized. This is IPv6. Yeah, this is an example of IPv6. It has 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 4 blocks will identify your network, and the last 4 blocks will identify your PCs. So even in the first 4 blocks, the first 3 blocks will identify your ISP, subnet, and so just have a look only. Else you can check in the video, we explain more there. This is how IPv6 is. Okay, you'll get time to check that. So video, watch many times. You can Google your stuff in your quiz. Yeah, you can make some own note. So also we'll try to explain again MAC address, IP. So in your NetAcad, the format, okay, Western. How to display the address, you see, ipconfig/all. Then you see exactly the same thing I did show you. So check this one, it's very important also. Because you go for job interview, we're going to say, okay, this is the PC that is here, show me the MAC address and the IP. Then you know that you must type in the search box, CMD, Charlie Mike Delta. You press enter and you type ipconfig space /all. And from there, if you're using a Wi-Fi, like what I'm doing, I go to my Wi-Fi and I check. If you're using a network cable, you go to Ethernet and you'll see your stuff there. So very important. If you want to assign a manually your IP, this is, or dynamically via DCP on top. Now, this is an example of IPv6. You don't need to memorize and just to try to understand in general how it works. 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the meaning, these meanings, the first 4 blocks and what. You can check this again. Okay, what else you can know? Okay. What else you can check in your NetAcad? Okay. Static, if yourself you assign manually, and we also call it static IP. If you use automatically, we call it dynamic. So it's not dynamic addressing. It's in dynamic. And we did explain to you also DNS. What is DNS? DNS is a system. DNS. So normally for a device to go to internet, I need an IP. For example, this one. But I cannot memorize it. I know maybe www.netacad.com. It's easier to know netacad.com instead of the IP. So there is a system called DNS, DNS, or a system, DNS, the table to match the name, to match the IP, an IP to a name. I think we also did that last time. So you have your table. So if I type www.netacad.com, netacad.com, in the system, say, this guy, this user want to go to network.com. He doesn't know the IP. Me, I know the IP. Me, the DNS, I know the IP. So if you type that, the system will change it to the IP, then you can go to the internet. In your questions, what's a DHCP server is? All these things, we use it in companies. I have 24 years in IT. It's very important. So please take them seriously. What a DNS server is. If you don't know, Google, go to YouTube, make your own note, like the way I do. Make your own summaries. You see, it's very, you can copy paste, you see. You see the way I do mine, so that I have a clear idea of anything I do. See. And so DNS, you also study DNS in your NetAcad, very important. DHCP, the 4 processes. For example, I'm here. I open I'm connecting to the network. When you power on your PC need the IP. Say, hey, I need the IP. With DHCP, if you need IP, it's me. This is one for you. And you'll say, okay, thank you very much. I keep it. And The other guy will say, okay, I'm going to block it for you only. I will not assign it to someone else. So as a IT, it's very important to know this. Anything else we'll do deeper in a CCNA. VLAN, I think it's the last one, yeah. And we're almost done. Normally 20 minutes or 10 minutes we are done. A VLAN, what a VLAN is. So a VLAN is called a virtual LAN. So in the old days, if you want to work in a building, first floor is for IT only. Second floor is for finance only. Third floor is for the manager only. So if you want to work, you need to be to the correct floor. But with virtual VLAN, you can sit anywhere and work. The office are configured on the switch. I can say, for example, here, the first block here on top will be assigned to IT. It means even if I go to third floor, and I'm a IT guy, I will connect, or the IT guy there will connect my network cable to the port belonging to the IT. You see, so I'm going to configure the on top virtual LAN for IT guys. Down, I'm going to configure all these port for finance. It means if you're a finance, your cable will be plugged to one of these ports. If I'm a manager, it is so forth. That's why we say virtual LAN. It's not a physical LAN. It is virtual. So it's something also we study a lot in CCNA. So for now, it's just to give you the information. How to configure, you see, you create a VLAN, VLAN 10, name, faculty, you exit. Another VLAN 30, I call it student, I exit. And then you assign the port to each VLAN. It's something that we do at the CCNA level. So here, it's just for you to have an idea. Okay, this thing you can skip, it's not too much important. And you can use this one to check your knowledge. And if you see something very important, you'll use it as a summary. Okay, this one, network design. Okay, network interface card, you can read all these. Okay. You can also go to YouTube, how to install a network interface card. Here, how to install a network interface card. Press enter. And you have a lot of videos explaining you see, how to install a Wi-Fi. You see. So yourself, you do some research. This is how we do. In PC, in the PC. And you do research until you find something that is very nice that you can you see this guy. So he bought his network interface card. What he's going to do, he's going to open the box. Then, you see, so you can check that. You see, he's going to open. Must make sure it fits the same way it is there. So you remove this link. So if it doesn't fit properly, you can remove another one around there to get more space. You see. Let's press inside a bit hard. So even if yourself, you never touch, you never change the network interface card, go to the video, follow step by step, it'll be something. You see, now it's closing. It's closing there. And this is your network interface card down there. Close. Close it properly. You close. And you see your card. Oh, it's not clear, but anyway, here you see. Now you can connect a network. You see with the cable, and you plug in. If it's green, it means it's working nicely and some data. So it's the same thing. Do some research, document anything, any findings. Yeah. The same thing for a Wi-Fi network interface card. You do the same thing. So normally that's all. You have also a video here how to configure the wireless network, and you see, very good. You can also watch. Okay, what else? Okay, this one you can see, you can check a Wi-Fi router. There's nothing special. If you want to configure your Wi-Fi router, your ISP will give you an IP address like mine. If I want to configure my Wi-Fi router, don't configure it from, it has been done by your ISP. If you change anything, you can lose connection. But if you're an IT technician, you work from, let's say, MTN or Vodacom, and you need to set up for client, then we'll show like mine, 192.168.8.1. I press enter, and you see, I'm in the web page of my Huawei, but I forgot my password. So, and you also have a password, and from there you could change what you need to change. Yeah. So inside here, you use a using password. Then yeah, we have some basic. So you can just check the video. If you check the video, there is a demo there. See here, Wi-Fi set, wireless settings. We have some demo there, so you can use that. Okay, we finished in 5 minutes. What else? So if you're in your Wi-Fi, your wireless page, like here, if you successfully log in, you have some stuff you can configure, some setups. So if you work for the ISP, will teach you and you configure. Another video for firewall. A firewall can be a device or a software to allow traffic in or out your network. It's like the police guys or like the security guy. Before you enter a building, he's going to check, do you have an appointment? Show me your ID or what, before he lets you in. If you have questions, please feel free to ask your question. Let me check. No questions. Okay, it's fine. What I'm typing your What a while a firewall. Firewall. What a firewall is. Yeah, so it's a firewall, can be a device or a software to filter, to protect your network, to allow traffic in or out. So you have a video, we explain more. Okay, all these things you read, if you're not happy, you need more info, you come here, firewall, definition, firewall, press enter. You have some nice videos, you see. So be curious and document your stuff. DMZ. You will also see DMZ here. Okay, I'll give you what is extremely more, what is the most important. Anything else? Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's not difficult. Now, in case you have issues, you have some guidelines with 6 steps to troubleshoot. If something is not working, we try to guide you. Step 1, identify the problem, and always document your findings. Even if when you study, document your stuff. So step 1, identify the problem. You can read if you want to, establish, and all of this stuff. Okay, this one is not. Yeah, so normally that's all for this chapter. Applied networking. So it's quite long, but I'll post the question in your WhatsApp group. You can focus more on what is there. Any questions? Sorry. Okay. If no questions, then we can end the session here for today. I will send you the recording, the link for the recording in your email. And also you'll see the questions in the WhatsApp group. You can use that for your own revision or for your own notes. Thank you very much, guys. So yeah, don't forget to do your chapter exams. Take your time. There is no deadline, but it's good not to delay. For example, today we finish chapter 6. You have 3 days to study, and the fourth day you can do your exam. Also, Saturday, Sunday, so you see here, because this week it's only one chapter, you can take 3 days to study, you do your exam, and Saturday or Sunday, you do your checkpoint exam. Next week, we'll do 2 chapters because we are very short ones. Laptops and printers, we are very short ones. So please don't delay, study and do your exams. Thank you very much, guys, for today. I wish you a good evening, and I will be meeting again next week, Monday. Thank you very much.